It's got to be special. And we've got to build on that. And so that's what I'm saying. If you can't see your sign on the wall, then put it on the sidewalk. But we got to build on a beautiful town. I went to a little town in Canada that was voted in Canada as the prettiest main street in Canada. And it was beautiful. And people were flocking in there. And it wasn't anything other than, it was just beautiful. And, you know, we need an anchor store. We need something that draws people to downtown. And then we need beautification. And I really think we've got to find, who are we marketing to? And then we got to build on that niche. Because we can't please everybody. And believe me, I have tried and it won't work. We got to find what our niche is, and we got to market to those people and build on that. And I think we have an opportunity here. But anyway, that was my speech.
I got one thing for Jack and I believe. Throwing it out, I'm throwing it out. Vintage Christmas. Why was the street closed at Lindsay Street? Jack and I sat there and watched customers. They would walk to the barricade on Lindsay and turn around and go right back. Sean, Michelle, I stay open anytime the city asks us to stay open. But I'm going to tell you now, I was pissed off because I was open until 9 o'clock and that barricade was stuck up at Lindsay Street and we sat there and watched them. They turned around. So I'm going to be honest with you, if it happens again, I will not open for another festival. I've been in business for 30-something years, and that hurt my feelings because no matter what this city has ever asked me, I have done for them. I have pushed this city, but when they closed the street at Lindsay with the barricade, people would just walk around the barricade and go right back up.
Sorry, I don't think I understand what you're saying. The barricade is there so cars could go through?
The cars could come up to the barricade and turn down Lindsay. Right.
Okay.
The people were kept from Lindsay down to the Opera House.
So people didn't think that there was anything going on this end of the street.
Around the barrier?
No.
I went up to 615.
But they would walk up to the barrier, but
And then they would cross the street and go right back down because it's so dark down here. They didn't even realize we were open.
Maybe some better sound.
So when we move the barricade? I didn't understand what you're saying, I'm sorry.
It should have been blocked from Calhoun.
It shouldn't have been blocked at all. There's nothing in the street. There was nothing in the street. It shouldn't have been blocked at all.
I think the key is if the city's going to do events, I think we ought to start looking at we don't have a one draw store. In other words, we don't have a masked general store. We don't have a single thing, a single draw, then it's all of us that is the draw. And therefore we all need to be inclusive.
Right.
It needs to be, these events need to, when you start talking about closing the square, we ought to be closing all of Main Street and making more out I mean, I'll open up a tent out in front of Half Full
Right.
and do food out there instead of just doing Taste of Newberry at the square. Guess what happens to everybody that's not on the square with Taste of Newberry?
Amen.
It gets a lot tougher the further you get away from it. So why not in these events, close downtown, make all of these major events, the entire downtown, from the hospice, that area, all the way down, closing the street. I'll put a tent out there and serve wine and food and other things right out front. But I think it goes to closing the street and trying to do more inclusive. Spring Fling's coming up, including all the people in that, closing off it, making it a downtown area for all of us. We hear Greenwood, Greenville, Charleston, all these places brought up, but when they have a major event, they close all of Main Street and make it a celebratory event. Considering we have almost no parking on Main Street, we don't lose a whole lot by closing Main Street parking-wise, instead making it a full event for all of Main Street from one end to the other. And I think that goes along with those, again, I'm going to beat a dead horse, but having the mall-like directories so that if you're at one end of Main Street or you're at the other end of Main Street, you at least know. I visited 15 cities in 48 hours before I chose Newberry. And when you look at the visitor center and you go like this down Main Street, we have certain rules that have no signs allowed out or very few signs that are perpendicular. So I look down Main Street and I go, I'll see anything else down that way, about halfway down the block. You start hitting the fitness center, no offense to anybody in the fitness center, but you hit that and you go, I don't see anything else down that way, so I'm going to turn around and go back. So again, trying to make all of Main Street be our draw. If we're not going to have a mass general store or another place, we all have to come together, and each one of us is part of that puzzle.
I think there's one good thing that's happening right now, because if you look at this room, if you were at the meeting the other day at Kathy's Cakery, there's a synergy going on downtown right now that we never had. At least since I've been here, I've been here for 11 years, not just in the city, but working at the college as well. So I've seen a lot of different things happening downtown. And I'll tell you this, for Vintage Christmas, we wanted to come all the way down Main Street. But that synergy didn't exist for Vintage Christmas. We wanted to have that draw all the way down Main. We wanted to go all the way past where you are.
Did you ask?
We did. Of course we had.
Well, Michelle was open, I was open, Sean was open.
Who said that?
We had a merchant, and I'm not just here to name names. We had
I'll
a
name
merchant request that said it would hurt your business to have the Main Street closed.
What was the philosophy behind closing Main Street?
The philosophy behind closing Main Street is we're trying to encourage people to walk Main Street and shop. And we've got singers on the corner of each block. You can't encourage people in a mass to walk down the street and participate in the singers and shop. And
Have we ever had enough of a mass that the street needed to be closed? I mean, I think our sidewalks are wide enough that they could accommodate the mass of people that would be downtown for such
Are you not going to
an
gain
event.
more people by people riding through saying, hey, something's going on, instead of having to turn up here or down here?
Ways on that. We could look at it from two totally different standpoints, and we could say we need to close it all so it's a safe quarter all the way down, and we don't need to close it at all. But we're getting mixed feedback, just like we are in this room. When we go to do
And I agree, you can't solve either one of those. So I think you either close it all,
Or don't.
or you don't close any.
I think a lot of that kind of depends on the event, you know. I mean, Oktoberfest, yeah, you gotta close it down. But maybe, you know, maybe for that Christmas thing, you know, maybe you don't close it. It just depends on the event. I want to get back really kind of what Beth said, you know, all the streetscaping that you can do, all the trees that you can plant, all that stuff is great. But I think, you know, when you talk about what was done 10 years ago, well, what also was done 10 years ago was our marketing plan. Our marketing plan, you know, downtown Newberry is a product, you know, and we need to market it as such, as a whole. We're all downtown Newberry. Everybody sitting in this room, we're all together on this, and it's a product. Well, our marketing plan is 10 years old. Our billboards out there, they're at least 5 years old, probably. You know, they haven't been redone. You know, I don't care how much landscaping you do, I don't care how much streetscaping that you do. If you don't pull people off the interstates and stuff to come and see it, it's all for nothing.
And I'm gonna both agree and disagree, because we're open and I work Saturdays at the bar. And I'm gonna say that the billboards do work, and I will tell you the biggest issue I see is that I have a slew of people that come in that are going from Ohio to Hilton Head, or going from Florida to somewhere, and they come into my place, to Asheville, they do, a lot of that. They come in at 2:38 on Saturday, and they have a glass of wine or a beer or a cappuccino, and they go, what's open? And no offense, but this is a multiple side issue. There is not a single silver bullet that's going to fix Newberry.
Yeah, I'll echo that point is that, you know, we don't market locally, we, you know, claim to, we do most of our business on the internet. However, when we do business locally, it is always after 2 a.m. on Saturday. And we get it every Saturday, dozens of times, what's open after 2, where can I eat, where can I go? You say, you know, if the merchant's even open on Saturday, they're closed by 2. So
And no one is open on Sunday, so you spend all the money for billboards and marketing, bringing people downtown, and no one is open on Sunday.
I'm open on
They're open and we're open on
I'm open 7 days a
But
week.
I surely cannot get anybody in my place to go shopping in an antique store, a shoe store, or other places. Nothing else is open. So go to the mall Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and tell me how many people are in the mall compared to 5 to 7 o'clock or Saturday and Sunday. And so, correct. So you're either getting people down here 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, who either don't have money, retired, or don't have jobs and are hanging out. So, and again, I understand the lifestyle. I understand.